My wife passed away of cancer in May of 2011. In the fall of 2010, Vicki was an outdoors person. She loved flowers. She planted flowers all over our house, all over our yard. And she started having hip trouble, and she would complain, and she started doctoring. They told her that, they thought it was a sprained muscle and this and that. But in December of 2010, we found out, even though she had never smoked, that she had stage 4 lung cancer that had went to her bones. There's no way you can be prepared for that news when you walk in the doctor's office and hear that. And it was devastating to all of us, or to both of us. And I called the kids that day and told them that, I didn't know when I'd be back to work, but that we were going to fight this. And we did. Vicki was courageous. And in May, we had the last CAT scan. And during that, we went back after the CAT scan. We went back to the doctor in Toledo, and he said that the third type of chemo that we had tried wasn't working, and he just offered her some comfort and said, we could do whatever, but that there really wasn't a lot more to do. So on the way home that day, it was a Monday, I told Vicki, I says, don't worry about this, we're going to fight it. We're going to go to another doctor, we're going to fight this. And that night she started having some problems. We ended up in the emergency room, and I'll never forget, the emergency room doctor came in, and I told him, I says, well, we're going to, as soon as we can get out of here, I says, we're going someplace else and see what we can find, and there's got to be a way to fight this. And he turned to me and he said, Mr. Wallace, I've known you a very short time, but he says, I can tell you're somebody that thinks you can handle everything. And he says, sometimes there's nothing else we can do but leave it to God. And he looked at my wife and he says, Mrs. Wallace, what do you want to do? And she started crying. She says, I just want to go home and quit hurting. And he says, you really need to listen to what your wife is saying. And I says, I really didn't think, I thought she didn't understand what he was saying. And I says, no, she's not understanding. And she grabbed my hand and she says, Butch, I know exactly what he's saying. And she says, I'm okay with this. I'm ready to go home. And she says, God's going to make it okay, and he's going to give you strength that you're going to fight this. And that day, she asked all the kids to come at different times while we were waiting on a hospice, and she talked to each one of them individually. And before they left, Vicki was in bed, and she wanted to have a prayer with all the kids, so we all joined hands, and about 3 hours later, she passed away. We're all family, Since the first time that I met WBCL, they've been family to me. They've been caring, and so it's just a great fit to have WBCL and what they mean to me and to our family, to be a part of our lives. This isn't a radio station I'm listening to. This is people, and this is people that care, and that's that's so much in this day and age what people need. You see people walking around, and there's so many of them that just seem lost. And I just think that not only do we have an opportunity to share God's word with people, maybe on the radio in the store, but we also have that obligation. We're told to spread the word, and we have that obligation to do that. And I just think WBCL is an opportunity for us to do that, because where else can you give a little and share with so many people? So between the way WBCL cares about people and the way I feel so deeply about the fact that we need to care about people, it's just I just can't say enough about how important it is to give and to get the word out.